What's up, beautiful friends? Satnam, namaste, welcome to I Am Woke. I am your host, Emelina Calder. In this video, I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit about what it is to be a conscious channel and what that means. Okay, hey, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Emelina. I'm a spiritual mentor, a spiritual high-performance life and business or personal branding coach, a psychic medium, an Akashic records reader, and all things fun. If you love personal development and spiritual development and energy updates, which I publish on the new moons and full moons every month, I really think you're gonna love my channel. So go ahead and tap that subscribe button. I promise you won't regret it. And if you do, well, see ya. I'm here for the real spiritual OGs that want to live a good life. And I know I'm a little eccentric, and by a little, I mean a lot, and I'm okay with it. So if you're okay with it, then we can jam. If you haven't heard yet, I have a beautiful meditation that is free. You can grab in the link in the description below, where I teach you how to connect to the royal, sacred rainbow flame of creation that I downloaded and channeled from the sacred royal dragon families in the multiverse. I really think you're gonna love it. Go cop that below. Now let's jump right in. So when people think of channels, you guys have seen mediums, right? Probably on television, or somebody that does mediumship and channeling, and you probably think they talk to dead people. And can I talk to dead people? Yes. Do I? Not really. Occasionally I will channel my grandfather. Occasionally I will channel my great-grandmother, but generally speaking, I'm not talking to dead people. I'll place a caveat, unless there's ascended masters, because I love a good human ascended master. Here's how channeling works. There are trance channels, which are channels that when they are channeling, their body becomes a host. Well, really, this is anytime anyone's channeling. The body becomes a host, or like a hotel, for an entity to drop in, because in order for an entity to move through and communicate, they need someone with vocal cords, okay? They need a brain that can process into the speech that needs to be heard, that person can speak, or otherwise. Trance channeling is when the medium goes into a trance state and they become unconscious. Most of you probably, if you're following channels or mediums, are following trance mediums or trance channels, where they really exit. Their consciousness leaves their body or sits in a very solid back seat, and they are borderline unaware of what is going on. I think if you guys follow Daryl Anka, or Bashar, I believe he is a complete trance channel. I haven't done a ton of research on it, but I'm pretty sure he's knocked out while Bashar is speaking and moving through him. Now, I'm different. So I am a conscious channel, and I want to explain a little bit what that means. I made a decision to be a conscious channel because I don't like being booted out of my body. If you think about it, you can think about it like a hotel, but as far as I'm concerned, this is my home and my consciousness lives here, and I don't really care to run an Airbnb out of my consciousness. So when I started doing my channeling and my mediumship work, I very clearly communicated with spirit. I said, I want to bring these frequencies through. I want to be able to communicate in this way. And I want my consciousness to be present, but not in the way. So how can we figure that out? And me and spirit came to a really great arrangement through the Akashic records and the original channeling work that I would do, where essentially my consciousness would take a back seat, and the entity that I was channeling would come in, and we would cohabitate in my body together. And I would just be semi-conscious, is what I would describe it as. Now, I've been doing this for years, and I've gotten very, very good at holding multiple frequencies at one time in my body. So now when I'm channeling, I am very conscious. My consciousness is not taking as much of a back seat as it is the vessel or the mouthpiece for the message now. And because that's the way that I work, and that's the way that I've been led at this point, Spirit asks me to only channel entities that are already baked into my spiritual awareness. So what does that mean? That means I am no longer a hotel. I am no longer a host that invites other entities to come hang out in my body and express through whatever theatrical means come through the camera to you guys. What happens is that I have to stick to entities that are already an existing part of my core soul frequency. So that is my higher avatar soul self. That could be parallel dimensions or versions of me or future versions of me. It could be different aspects of my own soul. It can be the law of one, because the law of one is a form of God consciousness that already exists in the cellular memory and structure of my body and who I am authentically. It can be Divine Mother or Divine Father, because they are each aspects of God consciousness that already live within my core expression, if that makes sense. Now, from that place, the reason why my consciousness does not have to exit is because when it's already a part of you, I'm really just channeling God consciousness through the different personalities that God consciousness wants to move through me. Then the God consciousness is relying on Emelina's core expression and vibration at the cellular matter in my body in order to communicate through to you, the viewer. And in that case, my consciousness can be very present. And it's not to say it's getting in the way and my ego is not present. And for you guys to know, it's a really interesting process when I'm channeling, because I can drop in and out of a channel immediately. Like I can sit and drop into my channel and you wouldn't even know, like I could just be here with it. And sometimes they talk in my ear and tell me what to say. And other times it's just easier for me to say, you know what? Like, I don't really care what is said, just speak through me. And I just allow the channel to move through my mouth and speak whatever needs to be spoken to you guys, because that's easier. So that's not to say that the channels that come through me are not completely like me, like my expression. So if you heard in a recent video, the Divine Mother came through and did a video about the chosen ones. That was not me, Emelina, and my core expression wanting to express that way. That was me knowing my channel well enough that that could be an expression of mine, because it's Divine Mother and she and I are one, just as you are one with God consciousness. But that expression that she chose in that moment, it was more about me deciding this isn't about me. So if a version of me that is more firm, unwavering, and authoritative needs to come out because that is her core expression in this moment, then my ego can sit back and get out of the way and allow the message to occur, even though the human part of me was like, oh, that's a lot for YouTube. Like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? And they know that, which is why my avatar soul self, before she brought in Divine Mother to deliver the message, she said to me, hey, just as a heads up, you might not like this. And just be okay with it. You're gonna be uncomfortable. We're gonna deliver a very strong message and we just need you to roll with the punches. And I said, okay, no problem. So then as the words are pouring out of my lips and out of my mouth, which I am not thinking about, it is an automatic response. Just like how you are breathing or how your blood is pumping. That is how I channel. It is an automatic. There is no thought. It is just moving through my lips. I am the translator and it makes its way out of my mouth. And that's kind of how it works for me. Now, how mediums and channels channel is different for everyone. We have a certain amount of core concepts in common, but for everyone it's pretty different. Now, what I'll tell you guys is that my ascension work, my guides know that I will get on board if I have a little bit of a mental understanding of what's going on. If I don't have a mental understanding of what's going on, I will stop the channel. I will stop whatever is going on and I will say, hey, what the F is going on? Because I want to feel safe. My channel knows that. My guides know that. So before they bring me into an experience, they usually give me a sentence or so and tell me what the experience is going to be like for me or what I can assume. They won't tell me the outcome. They won't share the specifics with me. They will just say, hey, this might be a little bit of a bumpy road for you. Move through anyway. Hey, this is going to be an intense experience. So know that when you get into the intensity of it, it's not your ego. Know that it's us. And I go, oh, okay. Or they might say, hey, this is a softer experience. Or for those of you that follow my videos, I talk about sexuality. And not only is that a part of me, but specifically Divine Mother cues me ahead of time and she says, hey, I want you to tell men about how they need to allow their women to be sexually expressive. And she'll tell me ahead of time so that I can sit with the frequency, adapt to it, because ultimately my guides know that I am hyper collaborative and very cooperative. And if I get a little bit of information ahead, I'm extraordinarily cooperative and my ego will actually take a back seat. That doesn't work for everyone. You know, some of my friends that do some of this channeling work too, like their egos need to have no information. If they have any information, they'll F it all up. So their guides just throw them in. They get really good at like adapting to surprise on the way. That would terrify me. I don't like that. I like feeling safe. So look at me a sentence or two, okay? You know, any journeying experiences or vision quests, like they will tell me, my guides tell me what I'm gonna experience before I do. Essentially, this is how it goes, right? If we related it to going to a theme park, whatever journey I'm on, whatever I'm channeling, I walk into the theme park and then my guides say to me, hey, we're gonna take you on a roller coaster ride. And I go, oh, okay, I have to prepare for like the gut-wrenching highs and lows and the speed and the momentum of what it's gonna be like to have a roller coaster ride. However, if I personally had the expectation of thinking I was going on a teacup ride and then I was taken on a roller coaster ride, it's so disorienting and jarring for my personal consciousness that I'm no longer a positive vessel for spirit to speak to you guys on spirit's behalf, because now my ego is confused as to what is ego versus what is spirit. So that's why they tell me ahead, because then I know, oh, this isn't my ego, this is spirit. So then it allows my ego to sit back and allows the consciousness to move through me as a solid flow so that I am a conscious channel. Now, a lot of mediums go in and out of their channeling states. I really don't. I am a conscious, constant channel. And one of my coaches, who is also a channel, told me a couple of years ago, she was like, Emelina, you know, you're not very common. You never leave your channel. And I was like, I know. So when you see people that are channeling and it's a really great experience for them as well, whenever when they're encountering, you might be like, oh, how can they say such high vibrational things? And then why am I seeing them do something entirely different when they should know better? It's not like that. They're not in a constant channel mode. They're their human self, and then they channel in the God self via whatever is being channeled through them. And those are two separate entities. Someone like me, part of me wants to go back that way and be like, let me off the hook, you guys, but I am a constant channel. So every move I'm making is a move with spirit. That is something that I have cultivated and really cultivated. I have, I've sacrificed nothing because I'm so freaking happy with my life. But, you know, I don't eat the foods that a lot of people eat. And I have really weird habits. And, you know, I don't really consume media or television. And I'm very selective about my core vibrational frequency. And I don't associate very much with the collective at a lot of levels because I want the originality of my constant source connection. I don't want to be going in and out of my channel. I want my channel to be constant because that's what makes me happy, because that's what I love the most. And that's honestly what you guys want from me. It's why I'm able to provide the content that I am, and why my clients are able to get everything they are from me is because I am a constant channel. I am the constant mouthpiece for source. So anyway, I hope this video provided a little bit of clarity, because I know there's such a difference in the amounts and types of channeling work, and some people will be like, oh, she's not really channeling because she's conscious. No, I'm just a different type of channel, you guys. I'm a conscious channel. And it doesn't say anything negative to those that aren't conscious channels, that are trance channeling. Like, that's really cool too. It's just not my vibe. And here's the thing about spirit and our contracts with spirit is you have a say. You know, I've been psychic since I was a kid. My grandfather came to me after he died when I was 11 as a ghost. And I was like, absolutely not. I am not dealing with this. This is not what I want to do. Could I have gone down the track of mediumship and channeling dead family members when I was 11? Probably. Did I want to? Absolutely not. What I went instead was the shamanic route. All right, you guys, I spoke to trees. I spoke to fairies. I spoke to the ground. I was moving a lot of alchemy work when I was very young in nature. I would hear the animal spirits. So I went that direction instead of the more typical psychic route. And we get those choices. You know, you get to set the terms with your connection with spirit. And my terms are, I want to be present. I'm cooperative. I like being a present channel. I like giving them the solid core message from source through my expression, through my experience, through my body, knowing that I can do it all at the same time and I don't have to leave. So that's That's my experience. I hope this is helpful in some way, or it's just entertaining for you. And if it is just entertaining, then I appreciate and thank your viewership just like you were watching a TV show. And please know that I'm sending you so much love. If you love this video, please go like it below. Remember to subscribe, to have the bell for notifications, and drop me a comment because I super want to know what you guys think about this. If you've ever heard of trance channeling or conscious channeling, or what you even think about it, or if you learned anything. If you have any questions, let me know below too, because I will answer them and or I'll make a video about it. Until next time, guys, love you guys so much. If you like my vibe, I'll leave some links in the description below on the myriad of ways that you can work with me. Alrighty, lots of love. See you soon.